This is unbelievable. You're hired. Really? This is phenomenal.
Tonight on Dinner with Ish, join me as I cross the George Washington Bridge into New York's sister state of New Jersey, where I join my boy for dinner, Joe B. Joe and I met through work. He told me all about drilling on tile, told me stories about his house being under constant renovation, and could not stop bragging about his housewife. The one thing Joe failed to mention was that his housewife wasn't an ordinary housewife. It was Margaret Josephs. Yup, a real housewife of New Jersey.
Joe, what's up, man?
Hey, man.
Good, how are you?
Thanks for coming by.
Thanks for having me.
Come on in. Never ends. She runs.
Are you kidding me? This place is amazing.
Thank you, thank you.
Wow.
Marge did it. I have nothing to do with it.
It looks bigger than it does on TV.
Oh, yeah?
It surely does, man. Wow, check this out. Oh my gosh. So I know Bri's supposed to be meeting me here. Is she here yet?
Inside, she's going at it.
Awesome.
Might as well go right in the kitchen,
All right,
my
let's
friend.
go. So I know Bri is probably chefing it up right now. Are you excited about what she's making?
I am, actually.
I hope you're ready to eat.
Believe me, I am so freaking hungry, I can't even tell you. Here's the kitchen.
Oh,
Look.
wow. Check this place out. This is amazing, Joe.
You like that?
You did this, right?
Yeah, me and my cousin.
Oh, look who it is.
Look at that.
Wow.
How's it going?
What's up, Bri?
She came over before. Look at her. She dived right in.
I know Bri got here way before I did. Bri, Joe, Bri, if you guys didn't meet
Yes,
already.
no, we did.
Bri, what the hell are you making?
We got some good stuff today. I've got a little 5-course menu set for you guys. We're gonna have a nice quick starter, a little mid-course, and then we're gonna do some duck.
Cool.
Wow. I love duck.
I love duck too.
Yeah, it's gonna be really good.
I love eating, actually, so it really doesn't matter.
So, Bri, I think we're gonna leave you alone, right? You're good?
Yeah, unless you guys wanna get your hands dirty.
Oh. You wanna help Bri out a little bit?
I would help Bri. What do I have to do?
All right, show us something to do.
Yeah? All right, guys, so I'm gonna show you how to peel the cucumbers.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you go, and then I got another job for you.
Oh.
Peel a cucumber.
Yeah. So you're gonna go right into the garbage can
Ooh.
and go away from you. Just peel the skin right off.
So fluid with that.
Right?
Yeah. Just take your time with it, and I'll
Let
let
him
you
finish
take
that one.
Oh,
Look
yeah.
at that.
Look at this.
All right, zoom in real close on Joe.
That's the sharp end, right?
Yeah, that's
Cut myself. I missed. I'm not a
Beautiful,
chef.
perfect.
I just don't understand. I like to get rid of all the green.
like a.
freestyling it, right?
Put it on my finger.
There you go.
Beautiful.
Perfect.
All right.
Now
great.
it's up to you.
Your
So
turn.
fancy stuff now, right?
Oh yeah.
So what do you want me to do with this?
Okay, so you can cut that right in half.
All right.
Okay,
Look at
right
these.
down the
Are
middle.
you ready for this?
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
for
Slice
these-
and dice
Ready for
it.
these knife skills?
I'm not certified for sharp things.
What? Look at that. What?
Is
Boom.
it Salt Bay, right?
There you go. See?
Okay.
Dinner
then-
with our
Yeah, right.
hashtag signature.
So you're gonna take this spoon and you're just gonna drag it right in here, put it on kind of like an angle.
Why are we doing that?
And the seed. So the seeds hold a lot of water, and I don't want that in this dish.
Yeah, me
so.
neither. I don't want that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
I knew it held a lot of water. I was asking for Joe.
So you're just gonna do that, all right?
I don't like wet cucumbers.
I mean, aren't they supposed to be wet? All right, Joe, come on. Let's get serious here.
I am serious.
All right,
All right, straight down.
you sure you want to take the seeds out of this? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, if you want to eat them, I can put them on the side for you.
all right.
Get a little bucket for you full of seeds.
Yeah, just cucumber seeds, nothing else.
Look at that.
There you go. You did a pretty good job.
That came out good.
You want to take out some more?
Oh yeah, all of
Wait,
it.
there's more?
Beautiful.
Look at you. Want that. So nice.
Okay. All right, so we're pretty much done here.
Sounds good.
Right?
I hear my mother calling.
All right, guys, you can throw your gloves right in here.
Awesome.
And
That's the part I like.
I'll see you around dinner time.
Are you kicking us out the kitchen right now?
Yeah, get out.
Okay. Bri, this is going to be awesome.
Favorite time.
Yep.
Let's rock.
See you
Thank
soon,
you,
guys.
thank you, thank you.
Should we
course.
go maybe grab a little drink?
This way.
All right, cool.
Go to the bar.
Margaret, Joe,
Hi-ish.
I'm ecstatic to be in this phenomenal kitchen, first and foremost, and to be at the table with two of my favorite people that I've only met one of. It's like a dream come true. I'm having goosebumps right now.
Oh, well, I'm so excited you're here because we need the kitchen to be in use because I really only use it to prance around and make coffee in. I mean, I love to have a fabulous kitchen. I like to cook, but I'm very busy. So you coming here to cook for us and have an amazing chef and dine, I'm so excited.
Yeah, so, well, I'm not cooking for you guys, but I did bring an amazing chef. And I met Bri online on Instagram, and I was blown away by just her passion, the way she describes food, what she's doing, what she's making, and her plating, impeccable.
Wow.
Okay,
So
it's all in the presentation. And
Can't
she looks fabulous, so I could tell it's going to be
She looks like the
amazing.
real deal back then.
Yes.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about this kitchen. This is a newly renovated kitchen.
2 years.
It's just
About-
close to
about
2
2
years, but it's still like we're still fixing a few little things. I mean,
It's under repair at all times.
I know because we film here all the time as
Yep.
well, so it's always people coming in and out. But it was very important to me because I feel the kitchen brings everyone together. Everybody, we are always eating in the kitchen, even if I'm not always cooking. So it's important to me to have a space that everybody could gather in, dine in, open floor plan. I need a huge refrigerator, though Joe claims there's never food in it.
There is never food in it. But we have about 40 different coffee flavors.
Yeah, I'm a very big coffee drinker.
Oh my God. Are you a Starbucks coffee drinker, or are you just more of like an elite, French press type of gal?
I drink Starbucks. We got a great coffee maker over there that I have. It grinds the beans in the morning. I drink it very, very strong, right, Jeff?
So strong I can't drink it.
Yeah, but
I
it's
would be jittery all day.
I mean, I had to make sure we had 2 dishwashers because we entertain a lot. We're a couple that has a lot of parties and a lot of entertaining.
A lot of parties.
Yeah, so I thought it was important to have a kitchen that other people could come in and cook.
Is that like a Hungarian thing? Because I know you're of Hungarian descent.
Yes.
Parties and people and family. Is that something that's really big in the culture, or is this just a Marge thing?
I think it's your family.
Yeah, I think it's my family. I grew up as a little girl. My grandparents always had parties, even though, they were older. They were up till 1 or 2 in the morning, having people over, playing cards, family members over at all
Heavy
times.
drinking.
Heavy drinking and entertaining. My mother always had parties. People were coming and going. So it was part of my culture and growing up, and I love to have people around, and everybody knows they could just show up at our house at any time, and it's always an event here.
The biggest party we had 250.
Yeah,
Oh my
250
gosh.
people here, and it doesn't.
Was that the party in season, what was it, 7 or 8, I believe?
Oh, I
No,
know.
season 1. What was it? Season
Second-
1.
second
My
you were
50th
there.
birthday
Yeah,
was the first season.
yeah. So
My first season, but even we had your birthday.
yeah, like 7.
It was
Right.
season 8. Season 8
Season
on
8,
the
which was in
show was my first
2017.
season.
Right.
Was 2017, and then we had your birthday party here as well, which was the Halloween party, which was
Right.
like 100-something people.
Right.
But I do.
Wow.
Even we used to have Christmas parties that were 100 people every
That's
year.
insane.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Did you grow up with a lot of parties?
My mom didn't cook really.
What Italian mother doesn't cook?
Your mom doesn't cook? Does your Nona cook?
My grandmother used to cook. Both grandmothers cooked. My mother was sort of she'd cook vegetables until they drooped. It was like inedible for most of it. Like one time,
Marge is giving me the face right
know.
now.
the first time for Thanksgiving, she gave me a list of things to get. So I brought back, she said, get cranberries. I said, okay.
That's what I did to Joe.
Did you
Yes.
get the
I brought-
can?
That's the only thing I knew. I didn't even know cranberries grew. I thought they came in a can and somebody...
Oh.
I was mortified. Joe, I have to tell you, I've improved your dining skills. Have
Yes, vastly. I would eat out of a gas station and be very happy.
I? Yeah, when I met, do you know, what Italian guy never had an olive till he met me?
Never.
What?
Now he's obsessed with every variety of olive.
I love olives. They're amazing.
I love them now. I'm addicted.
He didn't eat a beet.
Well, I did
They're
eat
so
beets.
good, Joe.
I did eat beets,
Pickled
but I
beets?
thought they came like sliced in a can and stuff.
Now he eats every variety of beet. I mean, his palate is definitely elevated.
You ever heard the song "Upgrade You" by Beyonce?
Yes.
I feel like she upgraded your palate.
I would no. A lot of things got
Up
upgraded.
and his budget and his budget. But that's what I said. Yeah,
My budget went down.
I know. Yeah.
Heavily.
Yeah. Your wardrobe,
My wardrobe. I came
your
home.
palette, and your wardrobe.
We were together for 3 weeks,
Uh-huh.
and I came home. I'm looking for Marge. I'm like, Marge. I hear her upstairs. I go upstairs. And I mean, all of my clothes were in a pile. I'm like, what are you doing?
Oh my God.
She's like,
Poor Joe.
this has to go. I was like, what?
No, but
She threw it all away.
Marge, you threw away his clothes?
he had a very bad style. Poor Joe. But you know what the good thing is? I saw a diamond in the rough, a foodie diamond in the roughish.
Aw, that's awesome.
That was good. Otherwise, we couldn't be together. If you didn't have a love of food and adventure, you know.
Yeah. Well, let
Don't
me
you
tell
feel the same way?
I agree. But
Look at this.
Without any further ado,
That looks
Oh
magnificent.
my God.
Marge, Joe, let me introduce you to Bri.
Bri,
Bri is our chef for the
Hi,
evening.
Bri.
They're excited to be here and cook for you both.
thank you.
Thank you for being here. We're excited.
So there's a part of the interview, and I say this every episode, where we just shut up and we take a moment to dig in.
So right here we have a salmon tartare. It's got a little bit of caviar on top, a nice citrus avocado mash, and then some crispy rice paper chips.
Wow.
Magnificent. This looks
course.
to die.
It has caviar.
I love it. I love
You
the
like that,
caviar. I
Marge?
love caviar. That name is in my book. I love it.
Yeah, we knew that. And
I
we
know.
wanted to bring it to the table as the first dish, as an homage to you.
Thank you.
And this is not a tuna fish budget, but it's
No.
worth it for you too.
I love it.
Shall we dig in, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Dig in. Thank you.
You're right there.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna do it with my.
You got it, Marge?
Yeah,
know
I
you
got
a
it.
little
I'm gonna
injury
eat
there.
it with. I'm a righty, but I can't eat. I'm gonna do it with my.
This is unbelievable.
Oh my God.
You're hired. Really? This is
Permanently.
phenomenal.
I love it. You love salmon.
I love salmon.
You know the thing about this is, it's the dill, right?
I was just gonna say it was the dill because I love dill.
So fresh. It brings
It is.
that like nice earthiness to the seafood. Oh, remarkable. And this little chip, we got this on camera when she actually put it in the fryer. It was a little piece of paper and it just puffed up.
She made this right here.
She made this right here. Everything was made right here in your kitchen.
Even the little chip. I'm not doing horrible as a lefty.
You're not. And you know what? Forget the fork. Just like put that chip in there, you know? This is phenomenal. Oh my gosh.
It's fabulous.
Oh my God. I feel dirty.
I know. I'm cracking up. I know. It's very like food porny.
So I know you guys are enjoying this, aren't you?
I love every second.
So far, dinner with Ish.
Oh
Getting a
my God.
thumbs up? Was a thumbs down? Do we still have to wait
I
for a few more courses?
always want to have dinner with Ish now. You're invited over every night.
That makes me feel so great, Margaret. Thank you for saying that.
Ditto.
This might be the best meal you've ever had in our kitchen.
Oh, you cook very well when you
But
cook.
Brie.
But Bri's fantastic. You beat.
But Bri's
You
fantastic.
beat every other chef we've ever entertained.
They
Oh,
might.
don't say that on camera, man.
Thank you.
That's it. Joe, forget it. We're gonna get killed.
I'm the one who always does stupid things well.
It's okay. It's
I know
okay.
you're known to stick your foot in your mouth.
So Marge is gonna do the recon. Like, he was kidding. You're
He was
amazing.
kidding,
We
you're
love
amazing.
you.
Now no one will come to our house again.
I'm only trying to get you to come here again.
So that's really funny how actually all this came together. So a lot of people don't know. I normally reach out to my guests via Instagram
Yes.
or their publicists, and I have my little BFF back there, Kristen, who takes care of everything. She actually bosses me around the entire time. But Joe and I met at work.
Good work.
Yeah, we were just talking during that little time before the shoot where we were talking about me being in healthcare and meeting you at.
We
that
had a lot of
dermatology
time
clinic.
because there was a snowstorm.
It
Oh,
was
were you doing an installation?
Yeah, and where was I?
3 places. We
Yes.
started in the city at FIDI.
That's right.
And we went to Brooklyn Heights.
Right.
And then we went to Williamsburg.
And it was snowing like unbelievable, like a blizzard the whole time.
And Joe, he kept me calm the entire time in his little like Mini Cooper.
Oh, that's so
You
cute.
know, and he was just such a nice person. And most of the time I would tell the contractors I'll meet them at the other location. And Joe said, that's stupid, get in the car. And it was just like such a nice like gesture on his side. And
Well,
He
why
is-
should you take another? And I didn't know where it was going anyway, so.
That was good. He needed your direction. But no, Joe is very sweet that way.
he is.
And I remember when he met you, he was so excited. He goes, I met this guy. We're going to have dinner with him. I go, oh, we're going out to dinner? No, he's coming to the house. He's a show. I go, what? And it was so funny.
No, Joe is phenomenal. But the best thing about it is the way that he spoke about you before I even knew who you were. It was just in the car, and he was like, oh, that's my wife. She always has a bunch of people in the house. And I'm like, add it to the list of things, right? Like, same thing with mine. Like, she just has a bunch of people around sometimes. But then he taught me something amazing, which was how to drill on a tile, which is put a little bit of soap.
It's a trick.
Yeah. And then
really?
it doesn't break the tile.
Oh, I didn't know that, Joe.
Yeah.
Well, you don't do it.
I don't do any drilling.
But then after
on.
that, he added me on social media. He's like, oh, you on Instagram? Like, you have a cool show? Like, let's connect. I'm like, all right, this older guy has added me on Instagram. He has like 17 followers. Long and behold, more followers than me.
I know.
Verified.
I know. That's so funny.
And married to Margaret Josephs from the Real Housewives of New Jersey.
That's so funny. Oh, you didn't know
Isn't that
that.
funny?
You didn't know
No,
that.
he was so, Joe, you remind me of my best friend, Tony. Italian kid from Brooklyn. Everyone loves him, super sweet. Like, I could say Tony's name right now, and like my crew members that like know him, my friends that are here that know him, they're like, yeah, fucking Tony's the best. And that's you, Joe. You're the best.
That's so
Thank
sweet.
you, thank you.
So I'm really ecstatic to just like be here because it's just like, I think people see the facade.
Yes,
Of
I
who
agree.
you are, and they see Super Joe or being like, you know, your husband and like the really cool, like approachable guy on TV. But in real life, you guys are like, excuse my language, fucking amazing people.
Oh, thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Of course.
I think we're like regular, normal people, and people.
I wouldn't
think
say
some-
that.
I think we are. Because listen,
Yeah.
you met Joe on a job, right?
I
Like
did.
working, and
Yeah.
he's in his little Mini Cooper.
Yeah.
And you know, he's a regular guy. It is funny. He shows up at people's houses, and they're like, "Hey, do I know you?"
And I go, I don't know, maybe.
You know, Joe loves to still be his normal self, even though, right? Even
I am
though you're
my
on
normal-
TV.
I
Even
am
though
right.
you're on TV.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter to me.
And I feel I'm the same way too. We go out and it's so funny. I have like no makeup on. People like, Marge, is that you? Joe, did you fix the house?
What is it with the house? Like, that is the conversation
People are
piece.
obsessed.
Because she doesn't stop.
No, it's not that. People are obsessed
Oh, they
because
are
our
obsessed.
house wasn't fixed when I moved in and we got on the show right when we had got this house. And I bought
2 weeks beforehand, we bought the house.
and we
and
bought
then
it.
we-
We didn't
and then
move
we
in
got
right
the
away,
gig.
and then we got on the show. And we bought it as a project. I was like, I want to get an old house. I want to renovate it. It was like, you know, someone had lived here for 50 years, and everybody was like, why is she on the show and living in this like old, you know, house? Everyone in New
it's
Jersey.
beautiful.
Thank you. I love it. I love architecture. You know, and I want to make it fabulous, but it's fun. You know, listen, not to be mean, a lot of people on my show, you know, on Jersey, you know, they're a little gaudy, you know, little McMansion-y,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and I didn't exactly fit the stereotype
No.
for that when I had gotten on the show. But everyone got used to it already.
I think it's amazing though, because I think the gaudiness is cool for
Yeah.
those who like it.
Yes.
But I think you added like a modern look, especially to the kitchen, with
Mm-hmm.
like a flair of who you are. And my lady picked out this shirt because
I
she
love
said
it.
Marge loves patterns. You
I
gotta
do.
wear a pattern.
I love that print. It's great.
And we could see it here in the kitchen, right? Like you do this not only with like the aesthetic of the rooms, but you know, in your fashion as well. Like you went to FIT, graduated from FIT, you built a business from the ground up, you know, from making dresses to being like known as the queen of patterns because all your things really like pop out and speak. Where did that kind of like love come from? Like, because it's showcased in what you're doing here.
You
Like,
know, it's funny because I do love your shirt, by the way. It's like it's like tattoos. It reminds me of tattoos. It's
Yeah, I
like
love that.
It's a personality. Growing up, I said this. It's very funny. I never read little kid books because my mother, I think, because she had me so young, she didn't realize what it's like to have a little kid. I read only fashion magazines.
Wow.
I mean, little kid, at 4 or 5 years old, I'm reading Vogue and Harper's Bazaar. And so I didn't know from anything but like clothes, home accessories. You know, I'm reading, you know, Architectural Digest as a kid. And it's very funny. I was always drawn to like fashion and home and prints and patterns. And I always thought it's like, when I would go to someone's house as a little girl, because my grandmother actually cleaned houses as a little girl because she was a Hungarian immigrant, never spoke English, I would go to her to all these people's grand homes. And everybody's home, I remember this one, Mrs. Copper, everybody's home was different. And it spoke of their personality. And I was like, when I get older, I want a house with a personality and prints and patterns and everything. And I think that stuck with me as a child. I hate when I go to someone's house or just even with their fashion sense and everybody looks the same. I hate anything homogenous or that doesn't speak to you. When you go to someone's house and you're like, who lives here? Like it could be anybody. It doesn't speak to me.
Does
so
a
I think
disservice to
it
the
doesn't.
person.
Yeah, it does disservice to the person. So I think I always, you always knew it was me. But whatever I was wearing or, that's very Marge or that's very, and I like that to whoever it is, you know what I'm saying? Or like if you go in someone's home, even if I don't like it, that's so, that's so-and-so, you know what I mean? And I think that's important.
But I think it's cool also how you blended your style with Joe's, right?
Yes.
Like when you come into the...
No, I did. No, you did. You had a little
the
Harley
big beer,
The big beer.
like...
Yes, I did, Joe.
Someone
this
knows
looks
a
great.
taxidermist in this house because you
Yes.
got some awesome stuff in the foyer over there. Like as soon as you walk in.
I loved, listen, Joe you have a love of nature.
I do.
And
I'd rather be outside all the time.
yeah, and hunting. And I said I loved the rock and roll lodge type of feeling. I had to give tribute to you. I couldn't totally cut you out.
Let's pause right there.
Yes.
Close.
We have something else in front of us. Bri, what do we got
smells
here?
amazing.
So right here we have a little bit of a cucumber and Chinese broccoli salad.
Wow.
It's got some scallions, a little bit of chili crisp on top, shiso leaf, and yeah, some sesame and garlic. You guys are really gonna like it.
shiso leaf?
Yeah.
So it's like basil-y.
yeah.
That's the best.
Bri loves basil.
I love
yeah,
basil.
that's my Instagram
Follow her on
tag.
Instagram.
Bri
Bri
loves
loves
basil.
basil.
Okay, good. I know who to follow now.
Yeah, it's got like a basil kind of aroma to it. I think you guys are really gonna like it.
This looks
phenomenal.
amazing.
Shall we dig in?
I mean,
Yes.
I will say the presentation is phenomenal.
I told you, it's amazing.
To die.
Oh my God.
So you normally wouldn't eat a cucumber.
No.
Really?
And I'm the one who went and I stripped these babies.
Yeah, Joe did this whole thing by himself.
You did?
Yeah.
The entire salad.
You
Bri
peeled
just plated
you
it.
peeled the cucumber?
I peeled the cucumbers. I almost took my finger off, but I did it.
Oh, I'm proud of you. I love a good cucumber.
I don't know anything about cooking, so.
This is so good.
Awesome.
The thing that makes me crazy about Joe, he'll eat anything in the refrigerator. It doesn't matter how old it is. That is so gross.
Listen, I have a completely iron stomach. I can eat things that other people would die from. Not a problem.
That's awesome.
If it's green looking, you slide that stuff to the side and whatever's underneath is
Joe,
probably
come
good.
on. No way, man. Oh. Are you serious? That's awesome, though. Like,
Yeah,
No.
he's such a man's man, though. Like Joe's like, I feel like he's a person that he'll get like a laceration or a cut and just put duct tape on
I'll
it.
tell you.
No, he's put cement on cuts.
Yeah, it stops the bleeding right away.
He's crazy.
That can't be.
It works.
It is true.
Oh my
He's
gosh.
done it.
Yeah,
All right.
He's glued my mother's head back together
I did.
with crazy glue.
March Senior.
Marge
Yeah.
Senior.
I love the fact that in Hungarian culture it's okay to name your daughter after yourself. So
Oh,
are
it's
you
very
Marge
common.
Jr. or?
Well, yeah, Marge Jr., yeah. It's very common. I mean, a lot of my relatives were like that.
Wow. My son is actually a junior, so there's Ishmael and
That's
Ishmael Jr.
Cute. Yeah, but that's common. Like Joe, I mean, we have a million Joes in our family. We have Joe. Joe's son is Joe.
And your
My
father's
dad was
Joe.
Dad,
Right.
Joe.
My cousin, my first cousin has exactly the same name.
It's a family name. It's okay.
No, I'm Joseph John. He's Joseph John.
His son's Joseph Anthony. Thank you for switching up the middle name.
I didn't want to, but. Then
Oh my gosh.
Ridiculous.
So it's funny because I've never heard you bring that up in any of your interviews. What you said earlier about your grandmother cleaning homes.
Yes. I wrote about it in my book, but people don't really ask me that much as in my interviews about it. But it's true. Yeah, my grandmother didn't speak English. You know, they came here. How old was my grandmother? Was like close to 50 by the time she got here. She didn't learn English. My grandfather was a black market butcher in Hungary. He came here, worked in the meat industry, meat packing plant. When he got here, he learned English. My grandmother didn't. What could she do? She cleaned houses.
Wow.
When she would babysit me, I went with her to clean homes.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. It was very funny though, but because she cleaned for wealthy women, I would loved these homes that she cleaned in, and I was always like, I want a house like this, and I want these, you know.
Yeah.
And it was just very funny, and the style was great, and they were always very nice to me. I mean, you know,
Who doesn't like a little blonde girl with pigtails?
I know. I would go, and I remember Mrs. Copper was so nice to me, and she would give my grandmother, whose name was Kathy, and you know, she'd say, Kathy, your granddaughter's so nice, you know, and I would translate from my grandmother into Hungarian what, you know, she was saying. And it was nice. They were always very sweet to my grandmother. But I remember I always tell my grandmother, I'm like, I'm gonna have a house like this. I'm gonna have that. And my grandma was like, yeah, whatever. She was just like,
I think that's phenomenal. Like you were born to a young mother.
Yes.
Who, in your book, you described her as a party girl.
Oh, professional party girl.
Still a party girl.
Even till
Still
now,
a party
yeah.
girl.
We see it in Real Housewives of New Jersey how
You see
youthful
this
your
much.
mom is.
You see this much.
Yeah.
Do we need to have her on an episode of Dinner with Dish? I
No,
feel like
Mark Senior, forget. Yes.
Yeah, you could.
You could. She's very funny.
I think that makes me just love you a little bit more, and mind you, it's already at like the top.
Oh, thank you.
Because it's like you really worked your way up from where you were. You weren't like a silver spooner.
No,
right?
no Lucky Sperm Club. That's
Yeah.
what I say. No
Lucky Sperm Club.
That's what I call it.
Did you trademark that? That's good.
I always say the Lucky Sperm Club. Not that I resent anybody who is
course.
Lucky Sperm Club, because that's amazing that if you're born into wealth or whatever it is. But, you know, if you have to work, I think you just sometimes appreciate it a little more if you have to work so hard from where you came from and what you have. Because you also know it could be gone like this, right? And I always say that because I've had that happen to me. When I married Joe, you know, my business was doing great, and then, you know, we had a horrible lawsuit, things happened, it was like, we had a really, you know, we had a bad few years.
We got banged pretty good.
Yeah, and I had to build it back, you know, but you're very appreciative of everything you have, and I don't take it for granted.
I mean, I think that lawsuit was total BS.
Thank
but,
you.
You know, that's neither
Oh, I
here
do.
nor
Oh,
there.
by the way, thank you. I do too, by the way.
Yeah. When I read into it, and we took a deep dive, like, I really want to be taken seriously as a journalist.
Thank you.
So we took a deep dive. I read all of it. I read, like, you know, kind of what they brought up as, you know, whatever that it was for, and it was total BS.
I mean, listen,
It was total BS.
just, but we also cease and desist. I was a tiny little company, and
They took advantage of your
and
size.
my licensee had done the products, not even me personally. So I don't even make my own products. My licensee does my labels on it. But it was just like ridiculous. And I think when I got on the show and the lawsuit blew up, and because we couldn't claw back stuff. I mean, how could you claw back what's on the market?
Yeah.
And it wasn't even a lot of stuff. I made $9,000 from it, and they wound up suing me for $12 million at the end. I was like,
12.7.
yeah, I was like, you're nuts.
Who's counting, Joe?
I know. I know. Yeah, it was crazy. But you know what? It's okay. I didn't have to pay that, thank God.
Yeah.
But it was just, you know, but everybody comes out of the woodwork when they see you're successful or they think you're too happy. So it's a little crazy. It's funny. My son always says, "Mom, the more you have your neck out there, the likelier it's going to get chopped."
Yeah. You know,
which is a sad commentary on life, because
Well,
I
it's
don't
true,
want to
though.
ever do that to other people.
But it's a sad truth, especially when you're in a place
true.
of success,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the craziest thing about it, and I know you don't talk about the lawsuit a lot, but one of the things I definitely wanted to ask you is that you're a big component for, like, you know, female empowerment and
Yes.
things like that, and also even mental health. How did that, like, did that take a toll on your mental health? Like, did it really, like, stress you guys out? And how did you feel being in the midst of all of that, Joe?
It was horrible. I wanted to go after the lawyers, but of course you can't. This is not like 1980 or 1880s, you know.
Gotta love an Italian, man.
Everything that they did was ridiculous. It makes
How
me
did
mad.
you handle it though?
How did I handle it? I backed off because you can't do anything.
Joe doesn't get as emotionally invested, clearly. He just gets pissed off. He doesn't like...
Right.
How did it take a toll on you? You get through it.
I get through it. I mean,
He's very... you know what it was? It was draining on me. I think the truth is, I think it aged me.
Wow.
Didn't it? I thought it aged me. That's why I needed that facelift. No, because
no,
by the time...
you wanted the facelift. Come on,
No, by
please.
the time I got on the show, no, I had looked good for a few years. I was like thriving. Everything was great. It did age me. It took a toll. And I think it was draining because when something happens that you really feel, was like, I didn't do anything wrong. Like, how could this happen? And you don't feel it's justified. Yeah. It's very emotionally draining. But, you know, I got past it and I just, like, you know, next day and just keep hustling.
Joe, thanks for the refill, man.
I know
Cheers.
you
Brother,
guys
love
cheers.
you.
I'll
I
cheers.
know.
My little mocktail.
This is such a big counter. I have to, like, stretch over.
I know. We're like,
Salud.
you're far away.
And I know right before we went to break, we were talking a little bit about like childhood and stuff like that. But no one's ever really asked Joe about your childhood or how you grew up.
How did I grow up? My father made me go to work when I was 4 years old.
Jeez.
And he apprenticed me out to every construction trade that there was.
Wow.
So I worked as an electrician, a plumber, a framer, a roofer. When he wanted to punish my cousin and I, because we both worked, then he would make us dig ditches in the mud.
Wow.
And he had partners, and one time the partner's kid came up, same age as me, and he pulled up in his Ferrari, and he got out, and he's like, I wanted to go to lunch with you, and I was standing literally waist deep. And I was like, I don't think so. Not a good idea today. You know, I hated my father. And then I quit when he made me go into a sewer up to my neck.
Insane.
You know, I was like, bye-bye.
Do you think that made you into who you are today? I mean, of course you learned the trade through him, but you being this resilient person, AKA
Sure.
Super Joe.
Well, I survived everything my father could throw against me, so there you go, right?
Yeah, I think you're very capable.
I'm capable. I'm confident.
Yes, you are. You know what's good about you? I think you could be in a room with anybody and you're very secure.
Oh, yeah.
You never feel intimidated or... do you know how like some people are dick swingers, for
Yeah.
lack of a better word?
Yeah.
No, but you know what
No,
I'm
no,
saying?
I totally understand what you're
And
saying.
just have to go in a room and just be like...
I'm here, yeah.
I'm here, I have this, I have that. Joe is nothing like that. You're
Yeah,
very...
because I don't care.
You know, you're also very comfortable in your own skin and you
Yeah.
don't try and impress anybody.
I can't be impressed, really, for the most part. Unless, like,
Well,
we
yeah.
met someone related to the Queen this summer, and I really want to go over there and be knighted.
But you know, you love people, but you don't feel intimidated by anybody,
No.
and you don't.
There's no reason to.
And you don't feel the need to intimidate anybody.
No, they do what they do, and I do what I do.
Is that something that drew you to him? That like level of confidence?
You know what it was about Joe? I loved. It's just like, he was just, for lack of a better word, and I mean it as a comment, just like a regular guy, like a real man. Like he could do anything. I felt safe with him. He rode a motorcycle. He was just like, right? It was just, you know, I knew he could change a light bulb. He could
Which was actually, in her family, a major accomplishment.
that was a major accomplishment in my family, right? He could, you know, he could fix the plumbing. Yeah. I knew there'd be no crisis. But he was just very comfortable. Like, I know this sounds so crazy. Like I said, he didn't eat all these foods, but nothing embarrassed him. You know, he never felt shame about anything, and that was a very nice, confident thing, which I loved.
Bri, what do we have here?
All right, we have
Can you
duck
move in?
breast.
No, before yes.
We have a crispy skin duck breast with a cauliflower puree, orange glaze, some roasted carrots and cauliflower, and watercress.
Beautiful.
Oh,
This is unbelievable.
Joe, you might have to cut my duck. But I'm afraid you're going to screw up my cauliflower puree.
Do you want Bri to cut your duck for you?
I don't want to make poor Bri cut my duck. She's done enough.
I mean, she's the chef. She can do it a lot better than Joe.
Bri, I
probably.
might ask you to cut the duck. I'm just afraid it'll look like a bad mush on the plate. I'm so sorry. When Joe cuts my food, it looks like he's cutting it for like a 2-year-old.
When I cut my food, it looks
I
like
am
I'm cutting
so
it for a
sorry.
2-year-old, so it works.
And
Go
I like
ahead,
to, I
you
like
guys
to cut
dig
the whole
in,
plate
dig in.
once.
But wait,
Joe,
what happened to the wrists?
I broke it roller skating. The first week of filming, I broke my wrist roller skating. Well, my radius right above. And I like to fancy myself a decent roller skater.
You're a great roller skater.
You're a great roller. You've been roller skating since you were young. You were
Since
the
I was
disco
a young
queen.
girl, I was a
Yeah.
roller disco queen. Now, granted, I haven't roller skated in a few years, but I felt like I picked it right back up. I had my own skates.
Oh no.
I went out there, you know, filming. It was amazing.
She was
going
doing
around,
really good.
doing great. And then I blame Jackie Goldschmidt. Thank you so much. That's beautiful. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Bri.
I appreciate that. She came out from the side, startled me, and then I fell backwards and I caught my weight on both my hands, and I knew it was going to be bad.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I should have caused a scene. It would have been a much better thing if an
should've.
ambulance took me away, but I didn't. I wanted to continue the evening because I had such a good outfit on. I was like, suffer through the night because
You
I have a
suffered
good
because you had a
outfit.
good
Yes,
outfit on.
I had to
So
suffer through the night because I had a
She's
good
going
outfit on.
around, and I'm looking at her, and she's going like this. So there's 2 doctors there. I call the doctors over. I go, yeah, better check her. They go and they say, you come here. So she's like, oh, what? And they go and look, and they're checking her, and she's like, ah!
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah, and then
Did you have to get surgery or was it?
No, not surgery.
Okay.
I didn't have to get surgery. They let the swelling go down for like 5 days, and then they put a cast on.
And then there's an ongoing argument with the surgeon as to how long she has to have a cast
Oh
on.
my God.
Let's not
It's a
worry about
pretty cast. It's
It is.
pink.
I got pink.
All right, so Bri helped you out a little bit
Yes,
there.
Bri helped me out,
She
so I'm
cut it
very
better
excited
than
she
any
did
of
it.
us here could.
Yes, I'm so
I couldn't
excited.
do that.
Let's dig into this amazing duck right here.
Delicious.
For those of you at home, you can't see how perfectly this duck is cooked. A lot of times people overcook duck, so it's dry. This duck looks very moist, very succulent.
Very good. Isn't this great, Joe?
There we go.
This is fantastic.
And Joe, you don't eat duck a lot. See, I love duck. Isn't this great, Joe?
Oh my God.
See, I like to eat it with the cauliflower puree and the little flavors together.
I just like to eat it.
I love how you guys like interact with one another. Isn't that great, Joe? Like, yeah, Margaret. It's like you guys are like best friends. So,
And we like best friends, Joe?
That's right.
I know.
Bri, this is amazing.
It's
Oh my
excellent.
God.
Unbelievable.
I love it.
So back to you guys. I mean, the way you met wasn't really conventional, right?
No.
Like, you
Yeah.
guys met when Joe was doing a job for you.
Yes.
You guys had an affair, blah, 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 moved past it. But you stuck it out together. And what was it that made you said, well, this is my person. This is my lobster, right?
Oh God.
Joe, don't fuck it up.
Ooh.
Can you say it?
No, you say it. What was it?
I was entranced. That's.
Wow.
You know, it was. You were crazy.
I was crazy.
And then, what really nailed it is the time that you had those big set of plans for us to go through, and we went over to Pastis.
Pesties, yeah.
Pastis.
Over food.
Over food, and it was raining out, and she went and had. What did you have? A kerchief? Kerchief or something.
A kerchief.
And she,
I
anyway,
never-
Like a silk
kerchief?
kerchief?
yeah. Well, anyway,
shawl.
a shawl.
A kerchief. That
Whatever
just
she
shows
had.
his age.
Whatever she had something. I'm lucky I can remember. I'm 107 now.
You're
Yeah.
not just
And she put it over both of us, and no one ever did that for me before, like to worry about me. And we're walking,
Because it was raining.
and she was slipping because the cobblestones were all slippery and stuff. And she touched, like I had to hold her in close. She started falling. I pulled her in. And it was like,
This is before we were
bango,
together.
like electricity, head to toe, bang. It was like, what the fuck is happening here? Right? It was in fucking insane. You were insane.
I know, that was it. Because
Was
no
it?
one ever was very attentive like that.
Yeah,
Right, Joe? No
never.
One. Aw, isn't that sweet?
That's
Little
adorable.
Joe is so cute. Yeah, but we didn't get together then. It was like not till months later.
Months.
It wasn't like he came in the house and was like, oh my God, he's so cute. He's like renovating my house. It's like, right?
Just what Jan did, that's all.
No. But it was like, he was, I thought it was cute. We were like friends first, and then
Yeah.
we fell in love. But yeah.
That's so cool.
But I knew,
Big friends.
Yeah, good friends, right?
Was it the pigtails, Joe? Did the powerhouse
I did
of
have the
pigtails get
pigtails.
to you?
She had the pigtails.
I did. I came down in
And
pajama
pigtails
bottoms.
were unbelievable.
Pajama bottoms, like a little white.
Wife.
It's not politically correct to call it a wife beater anymore.
I say it, I don't care.
And that's why I'm always like, don't. No, but that white tank top I was wearing, I remember. Pajama
Tank top, there you
bottoms.
go.
And I, right? And I had on little pigtails and I came down the stairs. Right?
Yeah.
In the morning.
You know, it's crazy because on your first season, I forgot who it was because you're the only important one to me. on the show.
Thank you.
I remember someone was talking about their husband. They were like, oh, well, he doesn't want me to work this much because of X, Y, Z. And, he's a man. I want a man to take care of me and this, that, and the other. And you were like there was a sense of disgust in your face. You were
Yes.
like, a man telling me what to do. You were like, no. And this is before Joe was even introduced on the show.
Yes.
And you spoke with like a man is this, that, and the other. It's not someone that tells you what to do or this, that.
Yeah,
And it was
man's
just like-
supportive of whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
You don't need someone, you want someone to, help you flourish in your dreams and lift you up in whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
And if you, and take care of you in different ways. That doesn't mean take care of you just financially. And I find that so bizarre.
Yeah.
But, you know, and that's what it was. She was like, oh, that's a man. I was like, no, it's ridiculous.
You said the last time I looked in the dictionary and I looked at man, I didn't see so-and-so's picture.
Yeah, I didn't see Michael Campanella's photo. I remember exactly. Oh, that pissed her off.
You did do your
Yeah, but that made her so mad. But, you know, you see what happened to her. She's no longer on the Housewives.
Yep. And then we met Joe.
Yes.
And we knew what your definition of a man was, and
That's
we saw
right.
it in life form.
Yes, exactly. Joe is he's adorable. He's adorable. No, but you are. You're very sweet. All the women on the show say it. He's very sweet, he's nurturing, he's not cocky, very giving, loving. All right, you know, I fix my house all the time. But besides
I fix other houses.
You fix other, I know.
And you're a self-made man as well, Joe, right? Like you own your own business, you operate, you know, for yourself. Like a lot of people look at you and say like, "Oh, Joe's married to Margaret." But Joe,
actually, people say constantly, I get constantly comments that I'm living on her coattails and she pays me and I'm almost on a salary to just hang out.
what do you want to say to those people, Joe?
You're right.
But you don't, man. Like
No.
you work hard. You and I met
Right.
you working.
I don't really care what any of the public says, so to speak. I just don't care. People watch TV and they have preconceived notions of how people are, and they're watching it and they get a framework of what's happening based on their own experiences.
Do you think you have to have like a really thick skin to be on TV and be in the public eye?
Yes.
Very.
Yeah.
Very thick
Yeah.
skin. Very thick armor. It's not for the weak of heart.
You fall apart.
Or you fall apart.
The
And
criticism
you have to
is
have very
amazing.
strong, I think you have to have strong mental health as well. And you have to take care of your mental health because people are vicious and brutal.
Yeah.
Everyone has an opinion on you, you know, good, bad. They will weigh in on anything from your outfit to your family members to the littlest thing you've said. So yeah, it's hard. And I mean, do you read the comments? Of course you do. I mean, I read the comments. I actually find some of the vicious things entertaining because people say crazy things.
Craziest thing you've seen?
I mean, so many crazy things.
She likes to fight with them in the middle of the night.
No, I write funny things back because people write horrible things. People are like, you are so ugly. Your teeth, I don't know why you got them done. They look horrific. And I'm telling you then, of course, for some sick reason, I have to go look up a picture of the person who sent it because, you know, they wrote it to you. And then it's like Mary Sue from like
Wisconsin.
No, yeah, like from the middle of nowhere, and poor Mary Sue's bangs are up to here,
Oh, God.
you know, and just like, really, poor thing, looks terrible. And I feel bad. And then I'm like, poor Mary Sue. I can't even be that mean to her. But sometimes I'll do a screenshot of Mary Sue and I'll say, should I go to your dentist, Mary Sue? Please refer me. I mean, I just, you know, my dentist,
Oh my God.
you know, did a bad job. You know, privately. I'm never going to publicly shame them.
Thank
I'm
you.
like, you know, then Mary Sue goes absolutely berserk. I didn't think you were going to answer me. I'm sorry. You know, then
They
Mary Sue feels
apologize?
bad. Oh, I get these people on the apology
All the
tour
time.
like you don't even know.
Oh my God.
You know, but sometimes people say really sick shit. You know what they always say to me? You're the worst mother. You are, you know, because we don't put our kids on the show.
How are you the worst? You didn't even speak about your
Well,
your
because
children.
the first season I said I had disconnect from some of my stepchildren, who I did raise since they're very little, and it was very heartbreaking for me. And they, you know, people were brutal about that. Your own kids don't talk to you. Well, guess what? We have 6 kids, and we had an issue. 2 out of the 6 there was a problem with. Now we're down to 1 out of the 6. So, you know, we're not doing so bad. You know, we're down to less than 20%. But
I mean, listen,
things happen in a family.
Right, and you don't
know?
talk about your kids and
No,
your,
because
your
they're-
son,
yes.
nothing like that. But one of the craziest things that I will say, and I guess this will be like a Dinner with Ish exclusive. I know you are really hurt at the fact that you don't like speak with them that much sometimes. And like,
Yes,
I think
it's
people-
very upsetting.
Yeah, people need to like chill with that. You know,
I mean, what am
level
I
of
going to do?
disrespect.
Go on a TV show and cry about time? I mean, yes, it was very heartbreaking. Is it just for the reason because we got divorced? Not on my part. It's, you know, I think it was hard on them, and I wrote about it in my book, which is very upsetting. They also, their own mother, their birth mother, you know, had abandoned them, and there was issues there.
Yeah.
And so when I met my ex-husband and I moved in with him, they were my whole life. And I think even though they were grown adults when we got divorced, they were very heartbroken when, you know, I divorced their dad, who I'm extremely close with, my ex-husband, Jan. I mean,
Yeah.
he comes to over all the time, doesn't
Too
he?
much.
We're very close. We're amazing co-parents. And I think it was very hard for them to see another thing break up, even though this was a very different type of divorce. I think it was just too much for them. So, of course, out of my 3 stepchildren, one, my stepdaughter and I are disconnected, which is very, very upsetting to me. But, things are much better with my other steps, which I'm so thrilled. And they're all very close with my biological son, their brother, and my kids are great.
You're batting 2 out of 3. That's great.
Yeah, I know. So my other kid,
like
all my kids are great. Joe's kids are great. We're a very close family, and my kids are all close. So listen, you're as happy as your unhappiest child. Thank God my kids are all successful, happy, and you know what? That's what I hope for.
Last thing about this,
Yes.
and then I'm going to move on from
No,
it.
it's okay.
Do you constantly try to mend that relationship? Do you still reach out?
Oh yes,
to
of course. And listen, and like I've said, I've had great progress with one of my sons, which is, light years better than it was, which I'm so thrilled. Listen, but with my daughter, it's very, very hard, and my other kids have tried to intervene, and it has been tough. But there's other issues there. It's not just about me.
Yeah.
And as long as she's great, she's a good person, she's happy, and that's okay. You know what? And God willing, things will be better. But it is painful when people say that. They don't even have it. What kind of mother I was, and it's actually that kind of thing annoys me. But I'm just like, for the privacy of my own children, I keep them very sheltered and protected, and I think that actually makes me a better mother than some other people than exposing them. Yeah. To the insanity of our life. Our life is a little, out there, and we can handle it. It's better that my children don't have to deal with that.
I think that makes you a great mom.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
As someone that lost their mom a few years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I didn't tell you that, right, Joe?
No.
Yeah. It's important that, as children we understand, and trust me, I'm not preaching to anyone, but we have to understand that our parents are human, and humans deserve to be happy. Humans make mistakes, and I think she needs to get, and whoever else out there just needs to get that people are human, and all humans fuck up sometimes.
No, of course.
And
Of course.
some humans need to be happy sometimes.
Right.
And I think it's important that they know that, and I think they will.
No,
Sooner or later,
for
they
sure,
definitely will,
for
yeah.
sure. And time doesn't heal all wounds for everybody, and I think I worked very hard to make the relationship better, and I hope it will be, and that's all I could really say about that. But thank God, everything's great with my other kids, and other happy life events, and as long as my kids are all close, that's what counts too.
Yeah. Well,
This,
after the bitter conversation,
Yeah,
let's have
yeah,
something
look
sweet,
at
shall we?
I'm dying because this looks absolutely.
Bri,
I can't believe 2
Please,
desserts.
2 desserts.
Yeah,
Well,
2
Margaret likes dessert, right?
I do.
2 of them. So we have in the bowl, it's a sweet rice with coconut, some young mango, and coconut flakes on top. And then on the plate is a 5-spice chocolate olive oil cake with a peanut glaze and some roasted peanuts on
Delicious.
It's like a Reese's peanut butter cup.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah.
I love it. Look at me. I'm very big.
What?
Coconut. I'm a coconut lover.
What makes a mango young?
Yeah, I know. I was about to ask that also. I didn't know if that was inappropriate. What's young mango?
Is it old enough to drink?
I don't know, maybe.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love
it.
Bri. Bri,
I'm
come back in
tasting my
frame.
coconut.
Can I just say something about Bri?
Yes.
Bri is all about everything that you believe in and you push, right? She's a female. Listen to her roar. She's a badass. And Bri is also a part of the LGBTQ community, and she's all about female empowerment in the kitchen. A lot of women oftentimes are given that snub, or they're treated a little bit lesser in the kitchen. And I think Bri, you are revolutionizing this shit right now.
Yeah, she is so amazing.
Yeah.
Bri, this is fantastic. And she's
Thank you
amazing.
so
And
much.
exceptional tattoos, which
Right?
Oh yeah, thank you.
Very good.
I know, lots of ink.
no,
fine line's great.
but so talented. This is so delicious.
so much.
Thank you.
So
We're
let
gonna
me
dig
make one statement. I am known as the connoisseur of cupcakes.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
And this cake here,
Yeah.
it's freaking phenomenal.
Thank you so much.
Try that.
I am.
It's
I'm
like
such a coconut lover that I had to go into that first.
the cake is to die for.
That is amazing.
I'm not really sure this is good. I might have to try another to make sure.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, let's dig into this
Wow, this cake, I know why you like this cake because it also has a little spice in it. You love a little spice cake.
I do.
Wow.
Yeah, sticky rice good.
Sticky rice is really good. This has been an amazing episode. I appreciate you both for being on Dinner with Ish.
Oh,
I
we
appreciate
loved
you
it.
guys so much for just being a part of what I'm trying to create here. And it's people like you that make the show amazing. It's the conversation that really brings us together. And I
True.
appreciate you guys for being a part of that conversation. And Joe, I appreciate you for,
You're my bro.
Yeah, I just appreciate your friendship, man. Like, you're an amazing person. And I truly mean that. And we have
love
to hang
you.
out more.
Oh, look at Joe. You're so cute, little Joe. Look at Joe. He's so cute.
So I know your maiden name is Katona, which means soldier.
Katana, yes.
Katana, which means
Katana's soldier in
Katanos,
Hungarian.
Soldier in Hungarian, and I think that's very befitting of who you are.
Oh, thank you.
So you are a amazing person. You're
Oh,
very
thank
resilient. You're very strong, and
Thank
I think
you.
you met through however means the amazing match to your
yes.
to your energy and to who you
Yes,
are. So
I'm very lucky.
you guys are rock stars. man.
Thank you, Ish. Thank you. This was such a lovely night. Thank you
Thank
for
you,
having
thank
us.
you.
And thank you, Bri, for such a fabulous
Of course,
dinner.
Always a pleasure.
Awesome. Let's finish this bad boy.
Yes, I'm so excited.
Just phenomenal.